Hello, digital world. My name is Evaldas, and this is my show. It's Evaldas Daily Talks, and let's talk about difference between people who are rich and who are poor, and maybe those who are broke. Um, there's a gap between people. In general, it is a problem, misunderstanding and miscommunication. It is a huge problem in the world, and even you are trying your best, your personality might be not suitable to talking to some people, and that's just frustrating. And it takes time and effort to change your own understanding, perception of the world and your own abilities. Not overstressing yourself, not over complicating things, or not to be overconfident. It all takes some effort and skill, and it's kind of frustrating for many people. Uh, that's why we have uh, much more problems, social problems, than we supposed to, I think. Uh, so, for example, educational system is actually lacking some subjects. For example, like financial education, personal development. The fact that people must learn constantly. We always have to keep our minds busy in order to be on top of our games. In control of our own lives and our own destinies. But most of the people are simply going to school just because they are forced to do so, and they don't really understand why they need those facts, why they are stretching their minds, and that's fucking not alright. But on the other hand, like there are people, there are levels of like financial stability, financial success, like people who live at billionaire or billionaire lifestyle levels. They are completely different, because they understand much more. Their families have traditions that are allowing them to be on top of the game, and people who are you know uh, poor, or even constantly broke, they actually lack family traditions in the in order to organize all the practicalities of life. mm, and the miscommunication between rich and poor people is a real thing. For example, like I was in the Christmas party years ago. I mean, work environment. Uh, so there was that we had two groups of people, basically. Like everyone knew each other, but office people, managers, all those guys, they are keeping themselves separately, because communication between people who are working in the shop and in the office, uh, well, it's obvious that there's a difference, and the difference between billionaires and I don't know, like people who are, for example, homeless. It's even worse. A person who is seriously broke or seriously poor. Like, I want to explain what means broke and poor in my understanding. Poor person is basically poor forever. Broke person is out of the money or have some struggles, financial struggles for a while, but that person is actually leaning towards poverty. So if the person doesn't bounce back, if the person doesn't collect their own shit into one piece, those people probably can be labeled as poor. And I want everyone to understand that this is a real problem, and it is possible to move from one level to another, and you can stay there. And in order for that to happen, you just have to change yourself. Everyone says, every wise person, every philosopher understands that the easiest thing, if you want to change your life, the easiest thing is to do is to change yourself. And that's what I am offering to do for everyone. And reasons, I don't know, should I talk about reasons? Yeah, a little bit. I think we still live in a society where we still suffer from effects of Middle Ages. You know, the hierarchy between noble people and peasants, and then the religion, or that. And I think one of the things what we have, poor people who don't care about financial freedom, financial success, financial confidence. They are actually stuck in that poverty mentality, partially because of the religion, because you know, like not decades, centuries ago, it was really convenient for the governors and, you know, all the noble people to keep peasants down, and the religion played a good role there. You know, religion forced people to be nice and kind, and, you know, live with the hope that tomorrow it will be better or something. But unless you do something, unless you take action, nothing gets better. And what I see these days, a lot of people are making changes and going through the massive changes, and there are so many billionaires created around the world, more and more. And people who are afraid of crisis and recessions, they are not really right, because these are opportunities to make a change. You know, when the stability becomes a little bit shaky, I mean, in the big way, when the economics of entire countries are having negative fluctuations, like you know, when you look at the graph or something, you see that it's like economics are declining, and people start panicking, most of the people. But in general, there's no reason to panic, because economics will always go back and probably will go to the higher levels, and there will be more wealth created, more opportunities will be created, and even it feels like the amount of money is actually going up all the time. I don't know if it's really dangerous, but again, there are some kind of theory philosophies about sorry, some people are talking in front of me. Yeah, I was sorry. I was trying to touch conspiracy theories about you know, about secret societies and things like that, when so many people believe that we are so controlled. But to be honest, that nobody needs to do anything for the shithead to stay shithead, but the shithead is able to blame other people for their for his, for her bad experiences. And the truth is that all those bad experiences are actually happening because of the misleading beliefs, misleading understandings, and misleading family traditions, misleading traditions in the society, and all of that is creating so much of the nonsense. I just don't like it. Or maybe I should say I can't stand it. That would be more accurate. But yeah, you know, so when you have so many different opinions, and you know, so some people are really scared of the changes. That some people are really scared of the possibility that someone might be controlling their their lives in a secret. I mean, you know, some secret societies or something, like maybe maybe secret agencies, like I don't know, fucking CIA, NASA, Me5, Me6, I don't know. But there's so much energy concentrated around those topics, instead of putting that attention into the things that would change, impact lives in a big way, and not only ours, but generations to come. And yeah, education is the most important aspect of our lives. We have to constantly learn, because the brain has to be busy, otherwise it's declining. It start eating itself. You know, the intellect is starting working against us if we're not feeding our brain to information, if we don't give work for our brain. And you know, managing financial resources is a very good practice to keep your brain busy. And you know, you can spend some of your time managing money, managing expectations, planning, calculating your future income and future I don't know, purchases, investments, you know, all this stuff, and you can take the rest of your time for yourself, to spend your time with your loved ones, with your family, and you know, once you've done the better work financially, once you have more income sources than average person, you start feeling better, and you can take care of others, and yourself, obviously. But you know, ultimately all the kindness is actually selfishness, I think, because we are all selfish inside. We have egos, and it's okay. We have to take care of ourselves, and the best way to make sure that you are happy, that you are safe, it's to make sure that the other people around you are exactly the same way. I mean, happy and joyful, and you know, smart, intelligent, and caring, warm, loving. So you know, the gap between rich and poor can be fixed only by education, financial education, about with the importance of personal development must be priority for everyone, and that's how you will understand the other people as well. Where, like for example, how the fuck would CEO would talk to the person who is you know, 2 days in the company and demands I don't know, incredible wages, like 100 grand a year, when he is actually not even skillful to do regular jobs. I mean, you know, low level, low skilled jobs at the computer. How would the person talk to the guy who's unreasonable, and how that unreasonable guy can understand the arguments, you know, the position, I mean, the communication which is going from the high level executive. Of course, the CEO would try to talk to find the level that would be understandable by that person. But in general, the CEO wouldn't appreciate the demands from the person who's not worth it. From the person whose value in the market is really low, and a CEO wouldn't waste a lot of time, and that guy, he would be upset, and he will create more stories in his head, more explanations about the CEO, how much of an asshole he is, and how great the himself is, and you know, that person would spread the news, those fake news in his surroundings, in his family, you know, and between his friends. So basically, stupidity of that person would create stupidity, and selfishness would create would widen the gap between person who is successful and the people who are at the lower levels of financial ladder. And that's how it works, because we trust other people so much, and we forget that we all also have voice, and we also have logic, we also have intelligence, and and opinions basically are cheap. That's true. Everyone tells that. Everyone understands that. I mean, smart, intelligent people do understand that. And yeah. Well, yeah. So if you are willing to go up, if it feels like it, if it feels for you like it's a must, but if it's a must-do thing, I mean, for example, become a millionaire. But even that approach isn't correct. It's better than playing the lottery all the time, playing the lottery all your life. But still, you have to have actual skills. You know, talking about money and understanding money is one thing, but you have to be involved in some kind of activity. You have to be practical and useful in real situations, and you know, most of the people are able to spend money. Spending money is easy, and the money is actually going away anyways. If you are not smart about that, if you don't have discipline about your money, about controlling your money, it will go anyway. So if you don't decide where your money are going after you receive it, you will get into the trap in here psychologically, and you will serve your low level desires, and you will waste a good piece of the good part of that income or whatever it is, and you will the illusion will break down just because you weren't careful, you weren't ready for the money to come in and do the job for you. Instead, you are spending that money for the you know, for objects, for fun, for things to have. And one of the things why rich people are different from poor, they already, like, rich people already have money, so they are able to allow themselves, they take a little part of their income and they spend it for fancy things, and you know, trips, journeys, holidays, whatever, business trips as well, and it all looks like a fancy way to show off for the people, I mean, but it's actually not. You have to reward yourself somehow for the hard work you've done. But the funny thing is that poor people, broke people, are trying to look like rich people in advance. That's why they stay poor or broke. So if you don't understand these concepts, you cannot try to be better, to look better than you are. You actually have to try being better. And once you try being better at something, you don't have time, you don't have intellectual capacity to go after shopping items. You keep going, keep working on the things that matter, on the things that brought you money, and you have to understand that you have to work on the projects that are important to yourself. That's how you become more that's how you generate more money, basically. And once you go after that with this kind of approach, the correct approach, the professional approach towards money, towards work life, and the work and family life balance, all those things are it all falls into places. Just because you didn't create hype, you didn't lie to yourself, and you kept working on the things that matter. And after you go through the difficulties and do the hard work, you won't be that stupid to waste your money. Maybe once, but not like you won't repeat your own mistake. The next time you will be wiser. You invest. You spend your money more wisely. And what I think, employers give a difficult time to their employees for some reason, just because it became a standard in the society. I mean, people don't take care of their taxes, and people don't actually think that they should have more than one income, like most of the people, and that's how they get into trouble. They employees, they receive the money, and it feels like a success, temporary success for them, like the success that happens regularly, and they don't really know, they don't really understand how it all comes into their account, and it's payday, let's go mad, let's go shopping, let's go drinking, and I think it's wrong. It's much better to be self-employed and understand the dynamics of the money, of the business, of the of dynamics of money management, paperwork, and tax affairs, and And how about that? So basically it's possible to get stuck at any point. Even if you are rich, it doesn't mean you are happy. You have to adjust and be smarter, wiser, and the situation changes. Your own body is changing, your own mindset is changing naturally because we are getting old. So all this is true, and you have to be relaxed and wise and strategic about your financial life, and don't blame anyone. Just accept the reality, accept your ownership on your reality, and start working on it.